Longlegs is terrible. All right. If there's any of you on the fence for watching it, my quick, review, don't watch it, please. Spend your time on another movie, for the love of God. So let's just get into this. There's gonna be like very minor spoilers, you could say. But my God. So for those of you who don't know, pretty much everyone watching this doesn't know, but I watched the Longlegs movie yesterday in theaters, and I came in with arguably unfair expectations, solely due to the marketing of the movie. They marketed it, and it's been said to be the scariest movie of the decade. They made a big deal about Nicolas Cage and his character's face, how it's hidden, like from the public, how it's a main, scare. I forget the actress's name. I think it's something Monroe. Someone Monroe went on to, act, and in the scene where Longlegs' face is revealed, like Nicolas Cage's character is revealed, so they actually strapped a heart rate monitor on her, and it went up to friggin' 170 BPM. But it also said that her resting heart rate was 76 BPM, which doesn't sound healthy from my knowledge. Like mine, it's like 40 or 50. So either I'm unhealthy or she's unhealthy, because I don't think. Wow, my game froze. I don't think that's a normal heart rate. So yeah. But either way, 170 BPM over seeing someone's face, that instantly got me hooked. I knew I had to see this movie, and well, we did. I don't know why I said we, but like the audience and me. But like seriously, I came in absolutely like hyped beyond belief for this movie, and it like, good lord, dude. So I'll say let's start off with strong suits, strong points that this movie had. Sound design, loved it, absolutely loved it. The imagery I found was pretty good. There's one scene, obviously I can't play it, I think, but it was like she as in like the main character, Lee something, Lee someone. But so Lee actually looks at like a photo, and it's a photo of the long legs, and it like they did some cool visual effect that made it look very just very cool. But I'm just gonna say right off the bat, this movie is not the scariest movie of the decade by like a mile, by an absolute mile. Like it, no, a mile's being generous, for the love of God. Yo, what's good? So this is actually me editing, and if you guys are curious, I think the scariest movie of this decade, one of the scariest I've ever seen, might not be for you. It's pretty polarizing, but it's Skinamarink. This movie just absolutely made me terrified. So yeah, just just in case you wanted to know. All right, back to the video. This movie has absolutely nothing other than extremely good marketing, which I will very much admit. The marketing was perfect, and I unfortunately genuinely feel like I was scammed because of how good that marketing was. They totally led me to believe that this would be an absolute like must see in theaters experience when it's really just something that everyone should skip. And good lord, like the marketing was by far its strongest suit. And I said the sound design, like there was some really good scenes with Nicolas Cage. Like I'll admit that was really good acting for Longlegs, very good. Like I hats off. I also really enjoyed some of the cinematography aspects, like they did some cool stuff with like the aspect ratio, how like that differs from in the timeline, like the aspect ratio changes. But I feel like a lot of that was just trying to be different from modern film, and it just kind of struck me as lazy for some of it, looking back at it. And also, I saw it yesterday, so I've slept on this, so I have a lot of time. And I don't have a script. I seriously just need to get this off my chest. How duped, how led down the garden path I feel in regards to this movie. But yeah, no movie has genuinely made me feel like I was scammed. I genuinely felt scammed because of how damn good that marketing was. So let's get into it. Let's get into why it's bad. So this is where the minor spoilers will come in. But pretty much, there's a serial killer nicknamed Longlegs, and our main character has some type of weird attachment to them. She also has this weird, like, almost like ghost that can kind of like tell her where to go. She literally predicted a murder perfectly because of this ghost's special guidance. So it establishes this interconnectedness between her and maybe Longlegs, and then it goes on. She discovers more of the mystery. But long story short, Longlegs, for one thing, in the scene where his face is revealed, never mind. In the scene where his face is revealed to her in an interrogation room, um, that was probably one of the best scenes, solely because of what happens in it. I'll not spoil, I guess, but pretty much that's when the movie dips. Also, it's like the strongest part of the movie, because everything that follows it is genuinely terrible. I just want to say. So while watching it, I actually thought that it was a allegory for child abuse, because there were a lot of elements that really I thought pushed that narrative, about like how some parents would try to bury that past, and how children kind of can't really understand the terrible deeds that were done to them, because like that's really what I thought that the movie was trying to form, but no, not at all. So the movie takes a turn which genuinely made me angry after the movie. I genuinely felt angry when ranting about it. My heart rate my heart rate went up to freaking, obviously not to Monroe's, but it might as well have gone up because I was genuinely angry at the direction this movie went. So literally, this movie decided to make the most basic, asinine, modern horror movie plot device ever. They literally just pulled the Satan card. Yeah, it's the devil. The devil scary, murder, whatever. They could have took it. They could have took it. They could have taken it in such a better direction. I don't want to sound narcissistic, but my perceived meaning of the movie would have been so much more thought provoking and so much more bold than the absolute like crap that they pulled out in the I guess final third of the movie, maybe final third or like the second half of the movie. They just pulled the absolute worst card I've ever seen in horror movies, and I feel so I feel so stabbed in the back over that. The marketing was so good. But one thing that I want to say for anyone who's still watching who hasn't seen the movie and who still wants to see the movie, just know Longlegs' face is not scary. It is not scary. What is scary? No, that's no, it's not even scary. But what's disturbing, you could say, or off-putting, is Nicolas Cage's acting. The acting is genuinely superb as Longlegs. It's actually incredible. So that I commend. I'll admit that. Good acting, terrible writing. One of the worst freaking horror movies I've seen. One of the worst movies I've seen in terms of just disappointment. So please don't fall as a victim to the sly marketing that this movie pushes. And for the love of God, just watch something else. I don't know what movies are playing now. Friggin', I don't know, Inside Out 2. That I haven't seen that, but I think it would be a little more enjoyable. In general, to all intents and purposes, yeah, I'll end this like a friggin' essay, like a literary essay. To all intents and purposes, Longlegs is not scary. It is disturbing because it has to do with children getting harmed. And this movie does not utilize terror. It plays the Satan card, which is one of the laziest decisions I've ever seen, to genuinely good acting, good cinematography. Everything about this movie is so good except the fact that they just had to make it Satan. They had to make the most boring, absolutely lazy plot device possible. Had this movie followed possibly what I thought it was leading to, or anything else, it could have been genuinely good. So please don't waste your time with this movie, for the love of God. Thank you for watching. I'm done. Absolutely done.